Hello, I am Thomas Mueller interviewing today. We're going to be interviewing our General Frederick Blom. So let's get into it. So Frederick Blom, what do you think the effects on modern industrial revolution have an effect on the Battle of Marne?
Well, I think it was the ability for all of the new machinery to be processed, especially like automatic weapons, zeppelins, things like that. They have the ability to produce slaughter like never before
And
because of their ability to just fire, 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 fire.
and I'm guessing there has been an increased fatal percentages that have gone up since using these new industrial weapons. Am I right?
Yes, a great increase.
And so these weapons are obviously have an effect on this war. Could you please elaborate on that? Like, we've told about how the death and the thing go, but are the weapons benefiting us, or are they kind of just even for us?
They are kind of just even because both sides, it's not just one side that's getting all the industrial changes and everything. There's going to be poison gas and used on both sides, and that's going to kill a lot of people from everywhere. And yeah, everybody's just going to have all these new gadgets and toys and things like that, and it's going to be even.
So one of our most advantage during this war is we actually have like U-boats or submarines and also zeppelins. Do you think that could have an advantage towards us on winning this war?
Yes, especially on the U-boat side. If we can develop more U-boats, we don't have a lot of ways that can take them out right now. So they're kind of going undercover. They're a good way to do that.
And right now, we're currently in the Battle of Marne, and our plan, the Schieffelin plan, it's looking to be a fail. And could you explain why it might be a fail?
Because you're being surrounded and overtaken, and you can't really do anything about that.
And I've been reading along since I'm an interviewer, and since the Schieffelin plan failed, we weren't able to overtake France as fast as we could, and now the war will most likely take longer. Is that ideal for us, or like, do you think we have enough resources to withstand a longer war now, since it will be longer?
I think that with the amount of troops we have and everything that we have, we may be able to sustain a longer war. We would just have like a lot of casualties because our army is currently weak.
And how do you feel about Britain and Belgium being coming into this war now, since we invaded Belgium, and now Britain, with its defensive alliance, joins the war against us?
I think that's going to be just disastrous for us, because that's just more and more people on the line and more things we have to deal with as a nation.
I think we're gonna go to the trenches now to see how the life of the trenches. Hello, soldier. What might you be doing right now?
I'm building a trench for the war.
And so far, this like manual labor, has this been a tough like year or so, or how long have you been here?
I've been here since 1914, the start of the war. Not in this trench exactly, but I've been helping this war. Alright, so what they do is Great Britain offers me money to go to where they think would be a good idea to go build a trench for the future. I lay out the framework. Most trenches are about 6 foot to 7 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and they go on for miles and miles. I remember there's this trench in Verdun, went on for something like 120 miles, just straight on the front line.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And How much hours a day do you think you guys put this hard labor into building these trenches?
When we wake up to a mighty British breakfast, better than the Germans, but still terrible. We have bread, some vegetables, and we should be getting a pound of meat a day. We don't get a pound of meat a day. We're out here working after breakfast. After we get checked by the officials, we work here all the way until the end of the day where we go to sleep. Sometimes we wear the same uniform for days to come. We have lice, frogs, rats the size of a cat. We have lice that stick onto our clothes so much we can get a butter knife and literally take them off, peel them off slowly off our clothes.
And so far, is there any ways we can take and like sanitize this trench? Because like I hear that there's the press machine to have your clothes pressed. Does that work any good?
Well, see, that doesn't work because you're gonna give us new clothes, but there's so many soldiers on the front line that the only people who really get new clothes are high-ranking officials, or if we're lucky, we get enough. In reality, what's really happening is we probably wear the same clothes, maybe change the socks a couple now and then, and we have the same clothes almost every day, so that's attracting lice. And even after they get washed by this press, there are still so much lice. There's so many eggs from the lice that once we put them on, the lice just hatch from our body heat. Now the lice are so bad. I have something to say. I see all these soldiers getting sick. I personally think it's about the lice. These lice, they can't be good for us. They might be causing a flu or something, but it's just my opinion.
General Lom, would you take any of this random soldier's opinion about life in the trenches and might try and help them to have a more healthy war in the trenches?
Well, we have tried, but there really is no alternative to all of this. Because when you're in the trenches and you're working, you can't sleep. You have to wear the same clothes. That's just how things have to go, because there are going to be countries out there that are relentless on winning this war, and they are going to go to extreme measures. And we have to do it too, and that's just how it's going to have to be.
Something that General Long touched on is your relentless attacks. Has there been any recent attacks that have come across you guys?
Now, one time when I was building a trench, I was out a couple, like, I would say 100 miles away, laying the framework for the back of the trench, the support trench. And from here, I could hear the screams of these men, the shells that came up at them. I saw explosions all the way back to where I was from. Now, I don't lay the sandbags. The soldiers do that. The soldiers lay sandbags, fix the trenches once they're built. You know, if there's rain, they get all muddy. They don't want to... I've seen horrors of people swimming through the mud. Imagine that, mud. You see this dirt right here? You're swimming through this. You're breathing this into your lungs. I don't think that's very well. But the soldiers do most of the upkeeping. I myself am a soldier, but they put me at building trenches because I'm not very good at shooting.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for this interview. I wish you the best of luck in this war, and you too. I hope you guys can win this one for our fellow Germany side.